Have you ever noticed how the strongest people in the room often say the least? They don't argue. They don't chase. They simply observe. And when they choose silence, something remarkable happens. The room begins to adjust around them. It's not a trick. It's not manipulation. It's energy. When someone no longer feeds chaos with their reaction, the atmosphere itself begins to recalibrate. Now imagine if you did the same. What if instead of defending, proving, or explaining, you simply watched? What if you stopped being the first to answer, to soothe, to fix? What if your silence became your response? Because here's the truth. When you stop being perpetually available, emotionally, mentally, energetically, you break the cycle. A cycle most people don't even know they're in. A cycle where your reactions are used as levers, as tools, as buttons to push. But the moment you stop reacting, the power shifts. This is not about becoming cold or distant. It's about becoming conscious, about learning the difference between kindness and self-erasure, between connection and compliance. Most people have no idea how often they're being controlled, not by force, but by their own emotional habits. You see, we've been trained since childhood to link our worth to our usefulness. Be helpful. Be agreeable. Don't rock the boat. And so we grow up thinking that being emotionally available at all times is love, that self-sacrifice is virtue, that exhaustion is noble. But it's not. It's dependency dressed as devotion. Let's talk about boundaries, not the kind that are spoken, but the kind that are lived. True boundaries are felt. They're sensed in your silence, in your refusal to explain what doesn't need justification, in your decision to walk away without a dramatic exit. The moment you set a boundary without words, you force the world to meet your new vibration. Some people will rise to meet it, others will fall away. Let them. Because those who demand your constant accessibility are not connecting to you. They're connecting to the version of you that serves them. The one that responds fast, the one that agrees quietly, the one that smiles when hurting. That's not authenticity. That's performance. And your soul can only play that role for so long before it starts to fracture. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard said, "The greatest hazard of all, losing one's self, can occur very quietly in the world as if it were nothing at all." Is that not what most of us are doing? Slowly dissolving into roles, expectations, and reactions, while convincing ourselves we're simply being kind, being helpful, being good. But goodness that comes at the cost of your center isn't noble. It's tragic. So ask yourself this. Who are you when you're not responding to everyone else's needs? When you're not rescuing, pleasing, fixing, explaining? Who are you in your silence? That's the version of you the world is not used to meeting, and that's precisely the version it needs to meet. Because when you start to say no, not out of bitterness but out of self-respect, the masks around you start to fall. People begin to show you who they've been all along. The ones who truly value your presence will honor your silence. The ones who only valued your service will resent it. And that is your clarity. That is your filter. Let it filter. Because you can't keep holding together relationships that only survive as long as you betray yourself. You can't keep nurturing connections that wither the moment you ask for space. It's not your job to manage other people's discomfort with your growth. Now let's talk about something even deeper. Your energy. Energy isn't just about movement. It's about attention. It's about direction. Every time you enter a pointless argument, every time you explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you, every time you say yes when your entire body says no, you are hemorrhaging energy. And this energy isn't infinite. When you spend it on those who don't nourish you, you slowly disconnect from the source within you that does. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do, only what you do. This is power, quiet power, and it begins with deciding where your energy goes and where it absolutely doesn't. Let's go further. The more you react to everything, the less power you have. Because constant reaction means you're not choosing. You're being chosen by circumstances, by old habits, by invisible dynamics designed to drain you. You don't need to respond to every provocation. You don't need to fix every conflict. You don't need to prove your worth to those who never learned how to see it. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is log out, turn off your phone, say nothing, and mean it. Not as an escape, but as a return. When you stop being emotionally predictable, you become emotionally sovereign. And this, to many, is threatening. Because now they can't manipulate you with guilt. They can't guilt you with silence. They can't provoke you into justifying your boundaries. You've stepped off the stage. You've exited the performance, and your absence becomes louder than any words ever could. Now here's the hard truth. Not everyone will like this version of you. The version that doesn't apologize for resting. The version that doesn't explain their silence. The version that doesn't pretend to be okay for the comfort of others. But this version, this is the real you, the unshakable you. And yes, you will lose people. You will feel the ache of detachment. But what you'll gain is worth everything. Your clarity, your peace, your wholeness. Because you can't heal in the same place, you are constantly being fractured. You can't become sovereign while acting like a servant to everyone's emotions but your own. So let me ask you now, not as a narrator, but as a voice echoing what you already know. Are you ready to stop being available to everything but yourself? Are you ready to become someone who is no longer swayed by guilt, no longer tethered to roles that no longer fit, no longer apologizing for existing differently? The world may not applaud you for it, but your soul will. Write this in the comments if you've made it here. I reclaim my energy. Let's see who's truly ready. And if this message resonated with something deep inside you, watch the next video. It holds the next key. Because your journey has just begun.